What's up, YouTube? This V again, coming back with another video. The title of this video is Hiring Bad Drivers. Alright, now remember, this is my opinion. This is strictly for dudes with a criminal record, like myself. Alright, when you got a criminal record, it's not easy to go out there and just get jobs anywhere. So when you get your authority, you know it's hard to, you work so hard to get your authority. You don't want just anybody to come and tear it down. So you gotta be real careful with who you hire, because you can hire some fucked up people and they can fuck your whole shit up. All right, I'm just gonna let y'all know a couple of little incidents I had with drivers. So remember in one of the videos I said a family member, I said that was a big ass mistake. But yeah, I'm gonna touch on that just a little bit. All right, well, one of the mistakes with him was he was counting pockets, and he was worrying about what I was making instead of worrying about what he making. As a driver, he worrying about what I'm making. And see, when you got family working for you, they close to you, so they know a little bit too much of your business. So with him knowing so much and seeing so much, that's why he was, getting a little salty and being in his feelings. And his girl, he was listening to her. Like, he would do things like, he would speed, and he would he had an Instagram, and he would be on Instagram cameraing himself, and he would show the speedometer. And one time, he was doing like 80 miles an hour. And he cameraed it and showed it on the speedometer. And I seen it on Instagram. So right then and there, I knew he was out there driving reckless. So I would come and, had little talks with him and let him know, like, look, man, you can't be doing that. Well, of course, when you the boss and you gotta have a talk with somebody, they don't like that. For some reason, they just don't like when you telling them what they doing is wrong. So he would do stuff like have the earpiece on, and when I go to have a talk with him, his girl would be listening to everything that I'm saying or whatever. And she in his head telling him he ain't, you don't gotta listen to him and you can do it on your own and all this and all that. Well, make a long story short, he ended up, I ain't gonna say I fired him. I ain't gonna say he quit. We just had a disagreement and we parted ways. So that was, far as family, And then after that, I put another driver in the truck. And this guy, he was all right, but he had a health problem. This dude, every time we turn around, he was having some kind of attacks. Like, had I don't know what medical condition he had. All I know is he used to call me on the phone and it sounded like he was having a seizure or something. So one day he called me, and he was supposed to go pick up a load, and he called me and he was having one of them attacks. And when he was having an attack, I just told him, he was couldn't barely get it out. So when he was doing all that heavy breathing and I could finally get through to him, I just told him, look, man, go to the hospital. I'll take care of the load. Right then and there, I should have let him go, but I figured, you know what, I'm gonna give him another chance. So what happened was with him, what made me get rid of him was, it was a Friday morning. He was supposed to be in Jersey 8 in the morning. He called me. It was like 5 in the morning he called me. Now, mind you, y'all know I'm from Baltimore. I'm running a load. He was running a load up to New Jersey. He called me like 5 in the morning, doing that same having an attack noise. Well, this time he was in the truck. So now he called me 5 in the morning, wake me up. He having one of them attacks. So I asked him, I said, where he at? This dude in Delaware, on the side of the road, having an attack. So what I do, I had to get my girl up, get the kids up, she got to take me to go recover the truck and deliver the load. So what I did was, thank goodness I ain't have a load that day because it was Friday, and y'all know I don't work Fridays anyway. So I was already in the house chilling. So what we did, we rolled up, got the truck. I got the truck. She ends up taking him home, and I went on and delivered the load. Well, after that, I let him go. I couldn't have that liability out on the road. Somebody having seizures and stuff like that on the road, because goodness knows he could have killed somebody or whatever, and then it would have been over for me. So that was the second driver. The third driver, this dude, this guy right here, he just was a damn liar. He calls us one day, now mind you, he under a load. He calls and say his brother had an accident. And this is what he say. This is my only brother. He lives in Atlanta. He had an accident. I gotta go and be by my brother's side. He might die. So he telling us all this. So of course, we like, shit, go, do what you gotta do. Go be with your family. I mean, something like that happened. We not heartless people. We tell them, go do what you gotta do. Well, come to find out, this dude, all that shit was a lie. Now mind you, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was a Friday. Then it was a Friday he was supposed to be delivering. So this was Thursday night he called. Again, I'm not in the truck. So I'm able to go and deliver the load. So that was good for me. I was able to go and recover the load. Well, now remember he's supposed to be in Atlanta, right? Because he said his brother had an accident. He was in Atlanta. Well, I'm up in Jersey delivering the load. Guess what? This dude won his paycheck. All right, so I'm like, you know what? Cool. I'll send you a paycheck. But my girl, she was thinking. She was on point. She was like, he was telling me to Western Union his money. So me, I'm like, of course, I'm on the road. So I was telling her like she had to Western Union him his money. So she was like, nah, don't Western Union it. Tell him to go to the nearest Walmart and we'll do Walmart to Walmart. Well, how my girl explained it to me was, if you do Walmart to Walmart, you have to let them know what city and state you in. So remember, he's supposed to be in Atlanta, right? So if he was in Atlanta, we was like, all right, cool. You go to the nearest Walmart, we'll send it Walmart to Walmart. Well, of course, he wasn't in Atlanta. This dude was lying. This dude was only in Virginia. Wasn't no accident, no nothing. I don't know what he was doing, but he just went down to Virginia, which was only probably, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Baltimore. So when we told him to go to the Walmart, we had to send it to Walmart. Well, of course, he got caught in his lie. He had to go, he was in Virginia, so he went to a Walmart in Virginia, so we sent the money Walmart to Walmart. So we caught him in his lie. He never went to Atlanta. It was never no brother in no accident. I don't know what he was doing, but all I know is he called out and he left me hanging under a load. So what we did, and remember, the drivers that I'm talking about, they did other things too. I'm just not touching on everything because I'd be making a video for 3-4 hours if I told y'all everything. These are just certain things. So with all that being said, I let him go. Now, next driver after him. All right, he started off good. He doing his thing. Well, y'all know I'm a small company, so at the time I didn't have fuel cards and stuff like that in place. I would just go to the Royal Farm and fuel my truck up myself. So when I started hiring drivers, I would give them the money. I know, y'all, big mistake. I know that now, but back then I didn't know that. I'm just learning. Well, I was at the time just learning. So what I was doing was giving the drivers the money. Now remember, all the other drivers, they was doing other stuff too, but they wasn't, you know, they was cool. I would get him the money and everything was cool. Well, this driver, I was giving him the money. What he was doing was I would give him $300 to go to fill up. That would cover his round. Well, what he was doing was he would go and put 200 in the tank. No, I'm sorry. He would go to the fuel desk and say, give me 300 on pump, whatever he was on. They'll give him a receipt for that 300. He give him $300 cash. They give him a receipt for 300. He'll go back out to the truck. He'll pump 150, 200, whatever he felt he wanted to pump. He'll take the rest of the money, put in his pocket. He'll go back after he pumped the 200 or whatever. He'll go back inside and say, hey, I only pumped 200. Give me the change back, which would be $100 or whatever. He'll take that change, put in his pocket. Now remember, he had the original receipt for 300, and that's what he was giving me. I know. I should have asked for the receipt with the gallons. I know that now, but back then I didn't know that. So that's how he was getting me. He was stealing. Every time he go get fuel, he was stealing. Now how I found out was one day he was coming down the road, he got pulled over. He had some issues with child support, so he got locked up. He called me, let me know he was on the road, and you know they was locking him up for his license was suspended for child support. He was only in Delaware. Y'all know I run Baltimore to Jersey and back. So he was on his way back down from Jersey, and he was in Delaware, and he got stopped. Well, when he got stopped, that's when he let me know what was going on, and the truck was still on the side of the road. Well, they allowed me to go and get the truck because they wasn't trying to tow the truck or anything, because it wasn't no kind of violations for traffic. It was just he got stopped, a random stop, and then his license was bad. So they allowed him to call to get somebody to come get the truck. Well, he called me. So when I went up to get the truck was on E. The needle was on E. Now, I know I just gave him $300 to go to Jersey and back. So I'm saying to myself, if he just went to Jersey, why is the needle on E? He should have enough fuel in the truck. So I'm like, well, maybe he didn't get the gas yet. I don't know. So after I picked the truck up, I came on down, you know, delivered the load and all that stuff, whatever. So when he got out, which was the next day, when he got out, he called me or whatever, and we met up. So when we met up, I asked him, I said, yo, did you get fuel? So he was like, yeah, I got fuel. He gave me the receipt. At the time, I wasn't thinking about looking for gallons. I just looked at the receipt and saw 300. But I knew something wasn't right. And that's what raised my eyebrows. That's what made me start paying close attention and paying attention to the fuel. Well, what happened was, after that, I started fueling the truck myself. And then when I was on the road, I would have my girl go and fuel him up. If I was up the road and he needed fuel, she'll get in her car and ride and meet him at the gas station, and then she'll fuel him up. But that's how I found out he was stealing the day that he got locked up, and I had to get in the truck, and I seen that the needle was on E. And like I said, I didn't even fire him at the time. It was other stuff that went on that led up to me firing him. But I still didn't fire him after I found out he was stealing. Now, that's something that I wanted to let dudes out there know that's getting your authority. Be careful with hiring people. Hiring people, because when you hire people, though, and they're not right, they can tear your business down. Trust me, I know. I'm dealing with it now. When you get your authority and you have a criminal record like me, you can't just go out there and get jobs anywhere like a lot of these guys do. They can leave your company and go to another company and get a job just like that because they don't have a criminal record. As long as they driving record clean and they criminal record clean, they can get a job just like that. Guys like us with criminal records, we can't get a job just like that, even if our driving record is good, because they don't want to hire us because we convicted felons. So when you get your authority, you got to be very careful with who you hire. Now, my opinion, this is my opinion. I wouldn't hire nobody. If you're a convicted felon, do what you got to do. Get your truck, get your authority. When you get your authority, protect your authority, because that's your bread and butter. That's how you take care of your family. Protect it by any means necessary. Don't just hire anybody, putting them in a truck, because if they mess up your business, it messes you up. And then after it messes you up, then what? What you gonna do now? It was already hard enough getting it. So don't let people just tear your business down. So that's what I gotta say to guys out there that have a criminal record. Focus on getting your authority, and when you get your authority, protect it by any means necessary. That's what I gotta say about bad drivers. All right.